Hello and welcome back to TEW 2016 Branding Solutions, and we're here with Shockwave, the penultimate show before SummerSlam, and we have our pre-show where I've tried to use more of the main roster on the pre-show this time, where we have the Revival defeating the Lucha Dragons. We have Austin Aries defeating Drew Gulak. Then we have Shelton Benjamin defeating Solomon Crow. They didn't click. Okay, I've actually let Charlie Haas go because he's not helping this, so I can push Shelton as a singles competitor now. And we have Zack Sabre Jr. and Warren Covenant losing to Blake and Murphy. Remember, Blake and Murphy are heading into their tag team title match, so I didn't want them on the full card this week. And we had Atami defeat TJ Perkins. Again, two guys that will start getting rivalries once the first title has been given out in the Cruiserweights. And then I had Tyler Breeze defeating Tyson Kidd. This was our pre-show main event. We open the show with AJ Styles coming out to say that he doesn't care about what's happening and he can beat Randy Orton out of nowhere, as he proved with the RKO on Orton last week. Randy Orton responds, "If you can hit it, I can hit it, and it's that quick, it'll be over." To which Austin Aries comes out to also prove that he could also make something sudden happen by joining in if he was to cash in his Money in the Bank. Now, a great opening segment. Keep all three of the main title picture people relevant, so yeah, happy. Our first match of the night was the Hype Bros defeating the Vaudevillains. I gave Zack Ryder the victory here. Fandango distracted Gotch, which helps with the Fandango to the Breeze rivalry, as both of these teams are siding with them. Tyler Breeze refuses to leave the ring after what happened, but Fandango chases him out. Again, this is just trying to help Fandango get a bit more over in the storyline, because at the moment Tyler Breeze is getting all the wins in the ring. Here we have a nice little 10-man tag team match, which is Cedric, Franchise Players, the Briscoe Brothers versus Rich Swann, and they're basically the tag teams from the club. And we can see that Rich Swann was the weak link, but not terrible. And everyone's about on the same level, which is really good for potential tag team titles and Cedric and Rich Swann heading into the Cruiserweight arena. And Blake and Murphy come and attack the Primetime Players, which is what is needed for this tag title, but it's made it go down, which is poor. I got Pentagon Jr. to lose to Phoenix. I thought the fact that they're brothers, this would be a really, really good match, but I seem to be wrong. Inconsistent, penalised folding back, booking decisions and announce quality. So, not really sure why this did badly, but never mind. Cesaro is stood in the ring with the European title that he stole last week from Oblivion Max, explaining why he is acting the way he is and how he is going to keep this title for the pride of Switzerland. So we have Cesaro versus Oblivion Max at SummerSlam for the European title, which I think should be a good match. And just to prove that this wasn't a fluke, Cesaro beats Bubba Ray, who he would have faced in a number one contenders match. And they do have great chemistry, which is good. And yeah, so we're set up. Cesaro looking strong going into SummerSlam. Vince McMahon is backstage with some of the cruiserweights. Just threw a few together. because Nakamura, Okada and Itami could all be huge stars on this show. So that helped a little bit. I have Oblivion Max defeat Kenny Omega, and it's actually a really good match. I thought it wouldn't be too good because Kenny's not very over, so that's a good start. But then Cesaro brings the club and Bubba Ray out to attack Oblivion Max, sending his final message before SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar has a hype promo where he's basically saying he has no opponent at SummerSlam, but he will be making an impact. So Brock Lesnar will be appearing at SummerSlam at some point, and a good 89 rating proves he's a star attraction. CM Punk defeats Okada. Now I decided to take a bit of a risk with my main two events, so I wanted to see what these two could do, and it's a good match, and I'm happy that it went down well. Punk needed the win, and afterwards Bobby Roode comes down and hits the GTS on Punk just to send his final message. And then we head into our main event where we have AJ Styles versus Shinsky Nakamura, in which AJ Styles wins, of course. Nakamura's not over enough to be beating someone as good as AJ yet. That's not in a disrespectful way. There will be time when this could be a pay-per-view main event. So that's a good finishing match. And afterwards, Randy Orton floors AJ, holds the belt, foreshadowing what he wants to happen at SummerSlam. And 87 is a great rating, so I think we've got another 80 plus show here. We have an 81, I'm happy with that, so I'll head back to the main screen to see what the rest of the world thinks. Okay, we are back, and we'll see excellent gold. Christian's joined as the road agent. I think that's a good addition. And I'll leave the decisions. We'll jump straight into here. 84 for the main event title picture. That is brilliant. Number one contender one is reasonably good. And then we've got the Beast Unleashed. Well, it hasn't really started yet. So who is hot and who is not? Nobody really new on there, obviously. We've got both members of two of the three Shield members. Who is not? Solomon Crow is on there now. There is a chance he is going back to NXT. I just don't have the storyline for him, or he'll get some time off. And that's going to conclude this show, and we are coming back on the Sunday for SummerSlam. Are you ready for this card? AJ Styles versus Randy Orton for the Shockwave World title. Bobby Roode versus CM Punk for the number one contendership for the Shockwave. We have a European title match between Oblivion Max and Cesaro. Sticking with Shockwave, we have the tag team title match, and we have the Cruiserweight, I'm hoping, title match. When we look at SmackDown, we have Cena versus Rollins in a Hell in a Cell. The Forgotten Generation versus the Culture Club in a tag team women's title match. The Triple Threat women's title match with John Morrison versus Damien Sandow for the US title. Sheamus versus Finn Balor, just a grudgy sort of match. And Oscar versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown IC title. And Rusev versus Daniel Bryan in an I Quit match. Moving on to Raw, we have Kofi Kingston versus Dean Ambrose for the World WWE title. And Neville versus Shelley versus Ty Dillinger for the TV title. Triple H versus Dolph Ziggler in an Extreme Rules Street Fight. We have the Certified G's cashing in their Money in the Bank against the Shining Stars. And we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental. And we know there's a few big names not on this card, like Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, for example. There are going to be a lot of backstage segments to create something for some of these, because let's face it, I should have Roman Reigns. There may still be Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. We'll look at the time. It's going to be a 4-hour show, so some of the tag titles, for example, aren't going to be long matches. But then I can give some of these guys proper length matches, and I'll see what time we have left. So if you want to see SummerSlam, come back on Sunday and see what you think. Thanks for watching.